1.3, example number 2. Finding the zeros of an exponential function. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the zeros. And finding the zeros, sometimes we call those roots. So we'll talk a lot about that. Sometimes we call them roots. Sometimes we'll call it a solution, and so on and so forth. But we're going to do it of an exponential function. Now we always do it of polynomial functions, and that's also usually the x-intercept, right? Because the x-intercept occurs when y equals 0. Right? So we can find these graphically if I have the function 5 minus 2.5 raised to the x. Can I borrow somebody's calculator? I got to remember to bring mine from home. I have one in my drawer. I need to get them. I found my batteries. I forgot about that. I found my batteries. I'm so excited. All right. Oh man, this is one of them fancy calculators. So now looky here. We can find this graphically because the zeros occur at the x-intercept. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug in the equation 5 minus 2.5 raised to the x. All right. Now if I hit graph, I get one of these really cool graphs, and it looks like it crosses at about 2 or something. So I'm just going to sketch this on my paper, because when you do your homework, you'll do the answer on your calculator, and then you want to sketch it on your paper. So it looks like it comes around, crosses right here. Well, this is the 0. Okay? So now how do I find that 0? Well, to do it graphically on your calculator, you're going to see this little word that says calc that's in a different color above the trace button. And see this second number that's the same color? On this particular calculator it's blue, on other calculators it may be yellow or orange. So if I click second calc, I'll get a menu of things. Now we can say find 0. Okay? So if I say find 0 and hit enter, what it's going to do is I'm going to have a little cursor and it'll say the left bound, right bound. Now this is with regards to x. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that my x value is just a little bit to the left before I cross that y-axis. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in so you guys could see this. Okay, so I'm just a little bit to the left in the x direction of my y value. Now I can get a little closer maybe. No, I can't because it's already at a negative y value. Alright, so I'm going to come over here. So now I'm going to hit enter. This is my left boundary. And then it says go a little bit to the right of the 0. So I'm going to go just a little bit to the right of the 0. Hit enter again. And so you see these two arrows on this fancy calculator? They're saying that your 0 lies somewhere between these two boundaries. So now it'll say guess. Now I can't. There's no way that I can move around. If I guess, if I move this thing around, I'm just going to hit enter, and it says 1.75. Okay, it's 1.756. So we're going to approximate that, and there's one way. There's a couple ways you could write it. You could say f of. Let me zoom back out. F of 1.756, if we approximate it, is equal to 0. In other words, if I let x equal, if this x equals around approximately 1.756, then my y value will equal 0. Okay? And that's pretty much it for equation number 2, or example number 2. Any questions?